All right, here we go. We ended up here last time where we had our table. We're going to go ahead and share this with Microsoft Excel. And we're going to process it in a similar fashion. So I'm just going to go ahead and convert and edit it. And I'm going to drop it into this initial velocity folder, but you would want to have it predicting the range folder. I'm going to go ahead and save it. So let's make this bigger, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. And you'll know that we don't need time. All we need is the X and the Y. Okay, so let's just go ahead and hide time. And we're going to go ahead and hide our X and Y velocities. All right, so let's follow our same procedure as before. We're just going to insert above and know that you need to have that 0 and then a distance. So notice that I have 0 pretty much and a distance. 0 here, and then we have 2 zeros. So I tapped the screen twice, so I'm just going to delete that. So now we have 4 sets. You guys should have 10. So let's go ahead and find the displacement in the X direction. And the displacement in the X direction is going to be equal to the final position minus, the final position minus the initial position. B3 minus B2. All right, I'm going to give that some color like yellow. And then I am just going to run through this. So you can see that now we have not only our displacement in the X direction, but also our displacement in the Y direction. So we need both of those in that equation or on that worksheet. So we're going to take all of this information over. If I just went back for a quick second, you'll see that, and I believe that it's going to be called predicting. It says predicting the range, but it's actually have this initial velocity day thing. And so we want to put that information into this equation. Into this Excel application. So we're going to change 125, and we're going to put in our range, and we should get our percent error. And that'll pretty much end our predicting the range. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go back, and I want to go to predicting the range again, open that file up. And let's just continue right on. Again, you guys should have 10 points. So I'm just going to copy that. Paste. 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 And you can verify whether this is actually a calculation or not by just selecting on it as opposed to a number. So now we want to put in the, let me do this. Again, we have B3 minus B2. We fill here and we drag over to this one. So you'll see that all of these are formulas. So now let's call this average displacement in the X direction. Average displacement in the Y direction. So I'm just going to grab both of those and wrap them and center and middle. And I'll do the same thing for this. Wrap, center, and middle. Okay. Make this a little bit bigger. And all of this is going to be in meters. So I probably should put meters here. So we're clear all the way through. So now this is just going to be our average. We know what to do. Equals to the average of Y displacements. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this number, select that one, go to the next number, select that one, comma, pick our last number. Okay, now again, you should have 10, so this is our average right here in the X direction. So I'm just going to go ahead and say fill and then drag over. Okay, so I want to select this information. I am going to select all of this information here. So going like so. And I'm just going to copy this. I want to go back out. And I want to go back to my initial velocity. It's just called initial velocity because that's where I started. And I'm going to open up a new sheet. And I need to call this sheet displacements. Displacements. So we have that. I'm just going to tap here and I'm going to paste. So that information is in here. So right now I want to go ahead and duplicate this sheet. I'm going to call this sheet, let's call this sheet predictions or prediction. Prediction. At 20 degrees. Just going to save it. So now it's pretty clear what this thing is. Okay, so now that we have our displacements and we have our predicted range, we want to go ahead and acquire this information from the page over there. So instead of just inputting a number, let's go ahead and say that we know this number. This number is just going to equal to a negative of what's on the displacement page. Let's make this one bigger. And that's a negative, that's a negative 0.12897775. So that information came in nice and neatly, and we're getting a nice prediction here. So now we want to get our measured range, and that is on our displacement. So we found that. And if you go, it's back on the displacements page. It's average displacement in the X. All right, so we have 0.83. We're getting a pretty close measured range and predicted. So now we're going to pull down our percent error. Know that all we have to do is do the fill. Pull that down, and look, we have 1.86. The accepted error is 5%. Okay, that is the accepted error. But we have 1.86. So make sure you walk through that. Make sure you upload your video. It needs to have 20 points. There's 10 shots out, so 2 points per shot. Okay, that's it. Upload your video and your Excel spreadsheet.